advice, bad advice, and the worst advice on the same topic. Now that's all provided by you guys, so this is your chance to get anything in your life straightened out by one of these three dwellers. Does anybody have an issue or they need something that they need some advice on?
How do you tell someone you got a venereal disease?
Alright folks, an STI, something to that effect. How do you break the news to a loved one?
Well, I mean, I think the best thing to do is just try to be honest and also to follow up with a doctor. And if, say, you're trying to tell your partner, just research, everything that you need to know so that you can avoid your partner getting this disease too. And, you don't necessarily have to tell anyone else outside of your loved ones. So, just be honest, try to be a little vulnerable and just, keep seeing your doctor.
Wow, okay.
Oh, when you go to their house and you go to the medicine cabinet, take your pills and put them in the medicine cabinet and put them so they can see them. And when they open them, they go, "What are these for?" And you go, "Oh, I don't know."
Okay, so you kind of put it on the other person a little bit. Interesting.
I don't know if you know this, but you can buy time on your local news station. And if you just get the camera in front of you and just lay it all out there, she'll definitely see it. Who doesn't watch the 8 o'clock news?
Wow. All right. Does anybody else have another question?
Some of you have a problem with.
All right. Well, I got a question.
Mm-hmm. All right.
What would you say the best type of car to buy would be?
Car?
Yeah. What type of car is best?
Well, I would say that it depends on what you're going to use it for. If you're going to be, like, say you're in a band, you're going to be lugging, like, a lot of equipment around, you might want to get something like a Forester, maybe a pickup truck, something like that. Or if you just need something to get to and from work, just like a beater car, just to get around local places, maybe look for a used car, I recommend Car Sense.
Okay. Pretty reasonable.
An El Camino. It's a car, but it's also a truck.
Okay.
And if you
Sure
grow
is.
a mullet to go with it, ladies will just flock to you.
They go hand in hand.
Oh yeah.
So lastly,
Now, see, what these two didn't get is that's a trick question. If you try enough handles, eventually someone will have left their keys in the ignition, and you'll just have a car then. So it's whichever one you find first.
yeah. So it's a game of numbers.
Yeah.
That's true.
Best price is 0.
Yeah. Hard to argue with that. Anybody else have a question? Yeah.
How can I make a living selling art?
Wow. How do you make a living selling art, guys?
Well, I mean, that's a bit of a tough question. You can try to become a resident artist at maybe some local museums. You can also, try opening up like an Etsy account, going to craft fairs, selling your wares. Maybe if you get big enough, start a Patreon account. There are Patreon accounts for, just regular artists, or you could, say, do graphic design on the internet.
Yeah, so there are a lot of open venues. That's true.
You have to fully define what is art, because the top of my latte could be considered art, and if you're selling that with a coffee, you're getting paid. Boom!
All right, so art's in the eye of the beholder. That's true.
All right, I have 2 options for you, sir. First question for the first one. Were you born prior to 1820?
No, sir.
Then you're fucked on that one. Number 2, second option is just start drawing for commissions the most butt-slammingest porn you can imagine. Just as much pornography as possible. People will pay out the ass for that shit. Or, as I said first, try to be born before 1820, and then your art's already 250 years old, so...
Wow. But yeah, sex sells. That's unfortunately very good advice.
It is, unfortunately, very good advice.
Anybody, one last question? Yes.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I want to get married, but she needs me to convert to Catholicism first.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know how to handle this.
So there's a big adjustment before the big day. How do you handle that?
Well, I think it depends on what you're willing to do, what you're willing to compromise life to be. Like if you're, say you don't want to be Catholic, or maybe religion just isn't that big a deal. If religion just isn't that big a deal for you, I don't think it's a bad idea to do this one thing for her. But if it's something that you really are not sure about, maybe you need to talk with your girlfriend, make sure your actual values in life line up. Make sure that you can both handle each other, her being Catholic and you maybe not being that, or being, I don't know, a pagan or a Satanist or something.
So again, just be honest and open about this.
I mean, as a former Catholic, Catholics only go to church twice a year anyway. So does it really matter?
That's very good.
Catholics? Twice a year?
Easter and Christmas. That's the only time they go to church.
All right.
Unless they're of old age.
It's true. It's true. All right, so I get what you're saying. You may be religious, you may not be religious, but you don't want to convert to Catholicism. That's fine. We're going to redirect. I'm going to need you to start looking around for smaller religious groups, possibly run out of warehouses in the desert. If they have anyone that they refer to as leader or sir, that's a good sign. Just buy into whatever he's saying and get your fiance to do the same thing. And don't accept any drinks, I guess. And if he tries to set the building on fire, get out of there, I guess.
Cults. He said cults. Was the answer. Well, thanks, guys.